money is emotional.
Okay.
Money is absolutely strictly emotional. So what you have to do is not to go against your emotion. What you have to do now is create a structure for you that you can follow so that whenever that emotion kicks in, you have something to fall back on, the structure.
Mm-hmm.
So I came up with this four structures. They're taken from several different books. They're
Okay,
kinda,
but like you combine them into your own like theory or philosophical outlook
Yep.
on it. Okay.
Yep. And these are the four steps. I mean, it's financial serenity. You know,
Okay.
it's a blueprint. You realizing that it's money management
Wait,
is
wait, wait. Should we be charging for this?
yeah.
We can't say anything.
Yeah.
We can't say anything.
So it's
Sorry, top secret. You almost gave it away. No, I'm just kidding. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
they are a fantastic structure just because they help you no matter what stage you are in your life. Whether you're a janitor, whether you're a amateur chess player, whether you're
It's an odd one.
somehow you get paid playing chess. Yeah.
Must be
And
pretty good.
yeah, whether you're a car mechanic, whether you're a accountant, insurance agent, doesn't matter. You can start with this. My step one is absolute step one is save $1,000. It's a
Okay.
hard number, $1,000. There's no calculation to it. I shouldn't say there's no calculation to it. $1,000. It serves as a buffer between you and Murphy's Law. Do you know what Murphy's Law is?
What can go wrong will go wrong.
Yep.
And yes, you should be financially prepared for that to happen.
Yes. So that's a buffer between you and Murphy's Law. It's $1,000. You know, $1,000 is not so crazy to where it's gonna be breaking the bank or anything like that. $1,000 is achievable within, I don't know, a normal person maybe 2 to 3 paychecks, maybe one paycheck, who knows. And this $1,000, do not put it in your checking account. Do open up a savings account or a money market account and put it in there. Get there as quickly as possible. I don't care whether you have to do it in one paycheck or two paychecks, or you have to flip stuff you don't use anymore on eBay or anything. Just get to $1,000 so you can have that buffer between you and Murphy's Law.
So you're saying savings or money marketing, which one would you recommend over the other?
I would recommend money market just because it accumulates very tiny percentage of it gives you yield less than 1% most of the time.
I was gonna say
most
usually it's
bank.
pretty low, yeah.
Yeah, but keep in mind that you're not trying to get rich off of this.
No, it's
This
just
is more of your insurance level.
right.
Yeah, so it's not an investment where you gain. This is more of your insurance where you play defense more so than offense.
Right.
So with your $1,000 in your money market savings account. So that's step one. And we have our step two. This one it's simple, but it's not easy at all. It's pay down all your debt.
And that could be really difficult depending on where you're at with that.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's student loan, car, credit card.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything. Pay down your credit card. Because you now have your $1,000. At this point, it's a linear system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have your $1,000 from your paycheck. So now you don't have to worry about that anymore. So what money you would have allocated to that $1,000, now you can start allocating it towards paying down credit card.
Which I think is smart, and not only for the fact that you don't have a lot of debt to your name.
Yeah.
Or that alone raises your credit score and saves you money in the future. Say you want to get a loan to buy a house,
Yeah.
you get a lower interest rate.
Yeah.
Or you want to buy a car, you get a lower interest rate. So like it saves you money to do that.
Yeah.
So that's yeah,
Dude,
absolutely.
It helps in that way. And there's this thing that I do when it comes to paying down your credit card debt. That, well, or not just credit card. I'm saying anything and everything. So sometimes people have their credit card, their auto, and their school loans and everything like that. So they're a little bit overwhelmed. There's a big chunk of amount that they gotta pay here, they gotta pay here, they gotta pay there. They're gonna put a little more here, put a little more there, put a little more here, just so they can drive the balance down.
Especially if they want to continually save, or say they want to invest.
Right.
It's tough to do that when you have all of those aspects.
Right. So with this linear step, once you get to step 2, you're not worried about investing. You're not investing yet here. At this point, your money is just used to kill these debts.
So it's just the next rung up the ladder. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not investing in a 401k, you're not putting money away, you're not putting anything in the IRA or anything like that. Your money is strictly used so you can reach this financial serenity by paying down your debt. The way you do that, I know a lot of people talk about, oh, you gotta pay the one with the highest interest and all that BS, right? No, not me. I go for wins. So even if something is, let's say your credit card is 21%, but your credit card is only $300, while your student loan is,
then it's like, okay, well,
$5,000.
yeah, $300 at 21%. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see your student loan is at $5,000 at 6%.
Sure.
And then you see your car, it's I don't know, your balance at 9,000 and however much percentage that is. Well, the way you do it is you tackle it down from the one with the smallest balance. Because the second you hit that smallest balance, let's say you kill that to 0, you get a little taste of the win. When you get a little taste of blood,
it reinvigorates something. It kind of makes you want another win. You know, it's like setting a goal and tackling that goal gives you a sense of pride. Like, it's almost like a dopamine release there too. You know.
And this time it's working for you.
Yeah.
The dopamine release. It's small, so you pay all the other ones just the bare minimum. Don't worry about the card and all that. You don't worry about driving that down. You want to drive down only one. In this example, your credit card is the smallest one, but that's also the quickest one where you get your win.
Sure.
And then after you're done with that, it's 0 now. The money you would have allocated to that now goes on to the next one. It kind of rolls into the next one. Next one down is, what do we have here? So we have student loan, $5,000. Well, you pay the minimum amount for your cars.
Yeah.
And you allocate a lot to that student loans, and you're gonna start seeing all these wins.
So what would you do in the scenario of, what if there's penalties on paying down early? Because I know some places do that.
Some places do that. Well,
that's something you should ask initially, I feel like, regardless.
Yeah. Most places don't have early payment penalty. They shouldn't. But for the ones that do, it's worth it to pay that.
Sure.
Just because having a financial peace of mind of having 0 debt and being able to do whatever the heck you want with the paycheck as a whole, not worrying about, oh crap, I get this much paycheck, but this has to go this has to go here, this has to go there.
Or if I do use my credit card to, like, say, get points, I'll put it on that credit card, and then I'll immediately go move some money over, because I already have that money. You know, so you get the points, you get your rewards, and then you have it already paid off.
There's the points thing.
I think it depends on which credit card you get.
It's sexy. It's a sexy marketing. The points thing is a sexy marketing.
Well, it goes back to the marketing and everything.
Yeah. And these credit card companies, they're geniuses when it comes to that.
I'm thinking of things like on Southwest or something where you get,
you
points
get
for
points.
flights. Yeah. Like, to me, that's kind of worth it. But I see what you're saying.
As long as you can pay that down in full within that month.
Right.
Because you're still accumulating points.
So if you say you spend $500, you put $500 on it.
You pay that $500, right? So yeah, I can see how that can be a come up. But generally, when you're talking about if we're talking about somebody like Mark Cuban, if we're talking about somebody like Warren Buffett, if we're talking about somebody like Elon Musk, none of them will say, my financial breakthrough happened when I signed up for that Bank of America Visa card to get me this XYZ points.
Absolutely not.
No.
No.
Because at the end of the day, that card is still an avenue to increase debt.
Right.
So
if you're not taking care of it, like in the manner of what you spend on it, take care of, then the points are useless.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like you said, it's not a financial come up. Points are usually for things like get a $20 Starbucks gift card. Cool, thanks. You know what? I'll go use that from time to time.
Right.
You know, then you go to another corporation.
Yeah.
And then you buy their shit. Yeah, I see what's going on here.
But you're also in here for the long game, right?
Right.
While you're accumulating points for the card or whatever, you're also accumulating debt. That's also debt that, let's say, down the line when you don't have debt, you really don't care about that point because you can buy that ticket anyway.
Whatever, yeah.
It's like, look, I got this whole paycheck of, a chunk load of money that I don't have to give to somebody else. It's all mine. I can buy that what otherwise that point would have bought me just with cash.
Sure.
Just because I can now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that you get it now. That credit card is simply it's an avenue to go into debt.
Well, and I think a lot of times I would say, a credit card is another form of insurance.
Yeah.
Because they'll keep raising your credit limit when you do good things with it. So, you'll have that $1,000 and say your car breaks down and you have to take it in. It's way more than $1,000. Cool. Well, you have that little buffer with the credit card.
Right. So you have a little difference there, and then you kind of pay with credit card. So wait until your next paycheck and pay it off, right?
Right.
But then you're gonna have to start at step one again. You're gonna have to get that $1,000.
Right. Go back to
It's a structure, and it's a great structure. And that's a good peace of mind. It's first person testimonial here. But it's what I'm saying is that you start from step one, but having to go through to step two again, and after that, paying down all the debt and everything. So you just want to keep going through.
So you have step one, step two.
Yeah.
So, I guess what would be step three?
So once you're done with everything, once you got $1,000 here in your money market account, you got zero on your debt. So now all your paychecks is completely yours, minus like your normal expenses of food and rent and whatever that are occurring. They're not debt.
To me, those are just
living
are already there.
Yeah, those are living expenses.
Like I don't even count that as to like what I made.
Right.
Like that's just already gone.
Yeah, it's cost of you for existing.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got your $1,000. You got $0 on your credit card or your debt, your school debt and everything is $0. Your paycheck is now all yours. Step 3 is now we talk about your rent and your living expenses. And we want to multiply that by 6. Why? Because the number 6 is used for 6 months. Okay. So what's your monthly expense in rent? What's your monthly expense in food? What's your monthly expense in gas? Multiply that by 6. Why? Because it's going to create the bigger buffer between you and Murphy's Law.
Right.
So why 6 months? Well, for example, maybe, one day you get off work, one of your buddies invited you to play flag football. You tear an ACL, you're out for a while.
Can't go to work. Yeah.
Can't go to work, you have no money, but rent will still come. You will still need to eat. Well, where are you going to fund all of that?
Right.
So this serves as a 6 months, just
in case, yeah.
6 months is a long time to be out of work.
Right. Or, I don't know, maybe you even get laid off or something.
Right.
And it's tough job market out there for your certain position.
Yeah.
You don't find anything for 6 months. Well, cool, you're good, man.
Yeah.
You know?
So 6
months. You have to rebuild that. That sucks, but you have that pad there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you have the 6 months of buffer now. Between you and Murphy's Law, you kind of start feeling invincible out there after you have like a 6 months of expenses. You're like, oh man, even if I were to get hit by a car and I'm out in the hospital or whatever, well, you kind of have to, and you're covered by insurance or whatever. But my rent is taken care of, my food's taken care of, my bills are taken care of. It puts you at such a peace of mind that not many people has ever had before.
Yeah.
Because most Americans do live paycheck to paycheck.
Oh, sure. I've been there.
Yeah.
I would hope that like every person for once in their life goes through that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Not consistently. I don't hope that on anybody. But at least once in their life, where you're not even really sure where your next meal's coming from, kind of thing.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah, I've definitely been there.
Yeah, I've been there, and I'm just like, oh man. I've gone into grocery store and I'm like, dude, I don't even think I can afford a bottle of sriracha now.
Bottle of sriracha, living on that ramen diet.
Yeah.
Oof.
So we've all, you gotta get
gives
through
you
that
an
struggle
appreciation.
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're kind of like, okay, so that's the first 3. If you can get to step 3, oh my gosh,
You're #winning.
You're winning.
Mm-hmm.
You're covered for the last 6 months. You have $0 in debt, and you've got. By the way, the 6 months it's an additional on top of your $1,000, right?
Right.
In step 1, so you are essentially now at a point where you're like, okay, I've got this backup of cash, and now we go into step 4. Step 4 is where all the fun is. Step 4 is where you literally can do anything. It's the complete freedom to do whatever you want. And step 4 is invest. So you get your paycheck from wherever you get it from normally,
right.
your day job. And now you can invest in literally anything you want to. Some people recommend in 401k, some people recommend an IRA. Your friend might want you to invest in their new weed shop that they have, or in their little crazy business side deal. Personally, nothing will give you as high a return as investing in yourself.
I fully believe that.
Yep. So 401k and IRA, if you put it in a stock market or index funds, you'll average about 36% per year.
Okay.
But if you invest in yourself, you invest in your skills, you invest in your craft, that
only elevates your game.
Yeah. Then you're about to reach, then you don't know where that cap is going to be.
It just raises your ceiling.
Mm-hmm. You don't know if there's even a ceiling, because you could go endless.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it, man. It's like you could
treat yourself.
Yeah. And
treat yourself to knowledge.
Books. Anything.
Just even personal development as far as whether you want to meditate or you want to work out. Like, I'm all for that. I'm all for reading different books that are going to help you progress. Like, yeah. I love, self-development books.
Yeah.
Because no matter where I'm at in life, or what's in the book, I can find some way to bring that to what works for me.
Oh, heck yeah, man. Especially some that resonate with you.
Mm-hmm.
It only takes one sentence to change your life.
Yeah.
That's, I love books. That's kind of my getaway. That's my guilty pleasure. That's a lot of things that I spend money on.
Mine's Netflix. And going to the movie theater.
Yeah.
No, but I do read a good amount. So, I spend time on myself in the gym.
Yeah.
Or even just time on my career as far as acting. Is like I invest in that.
Yeah.
I buy my own equipment to do whatever I want, whenever I want. Like, say I get the spark of creative energy and I got to get it out. I just want to film it, I can do that. Or headshots. Yeah, so
anything.
Just everything that you can do to make yourself better than you were the day before.
That's where it is, man. That's where your money is supposed to be. Instead of Instead of being chained down with student loans, instead of being chained down with debts, instead of being chained down, you're now at your fullest potential. You're now reaching literally your freedom.
Yeah.
And you can allocate that, and you can just be free, essentially, to do whatever you want. Heck, if you want to invest in yourself by traveling, because you do want to see the other part of the world.
Sure.
You want to gain new perspective. At step 4, you can do that.
I feel like that's a big one, is traveling, because you gain a perspective that a lot of people in this world don't have.
Yeah.
And not everybody gets the opportunity to travel.
No. Because most of them are tied with their money.
Yeah.
And and again, these 4 steps, man, these are just simple basic money management.
Sure, it's not the end all be all, but yeah.
Right. But this gives some kind of structure, a blueprint, a map to follow on. And I've taken course on it, and it's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah. I was gonna say, because like when you get to that point in step 4, when you're ready to invest, I'm sure you could go into more depth about where to invest, what's going to give you the biggest return.
Yeah.
When to get out, when not to get out.
Yeah.
Don't freak out kind of thing,
Yeah, and you're talking about when it comes to investing in the market, right? Like 401k, with the IRA, with things like that. Heck, when you get to step 4, if you want to give your money to a bum, you could do that.
I'm not going to give all of it.
Yeah.
I'll give him a 5 spot, 10 spot.
Or if you're feeling extra generous,
Hit that 20 spot, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I gave a bum a 20 once.
How'd it feel?
It felt good until he was like, "Oh man, you're the best in the world." And he gives me this big hug and holds me for a while. And he smells so bad.
Oh god.
I was on my way home.
Yeah.
And it sounds terrible because he was just a nice guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even want to touch my steering wheel right now. I went home and showered.
I've been infected.
I know I hadn't been, but I'm like, dude, I don't know where he's been, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just weird germophobic things.
You've been infected, man. You've been carrying HIV this whole time.
Ooh. That's fine. I'm getting so skinny. No, I'm just kidding. That's messed up.
From the bum, so you gave him 20, he gave you HIV.
That's how much it costs these days.
Yeah. But yeah, with the 401k and IRA, there's a lot of things you can do. There's 401k is mostly accessible if you're working for a big corporation. They do match whether it's 3%, 6% of your salary or that you put into 401k, they'll match it depending on your company. IRA is an individual retirement account. It's more your own personal. You can stack your 401k with an IRA if your ultimate goal is to retire at 65.
Right.
And you want to take the long game, then yeah, absolutely do the 401k and IRA. There's also within that, it's a whole world of its own that you can explore, whether it's allocating money in a mutual funds or in the bond market, or you want to manage it on your own, or you want to have it actively managed by an advisor. It's a whole world of its own that obviously we're not going to get into today.
No,
maybe in the future.
Definitely we can get there future episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
because that's probably a whole episode in itself.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah. But to recap, our 4 steps is save $1,000, pay down all your debt, have 6 months of expenses covered. Lastly, invest.
Invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself, yeah. If you can do the first 3, you're light years ahead. You're way ahead of normal American.
Sure.
And the first 3 will teach you habits, man. That's probably the biggest takeaway out of it. And discipline.
Well, and that discipline and habit that you form there goes to so many different parts of your life.
Oh, big time. You'll start recognizing too. Another one little tip that I want to give is pay a lot of things with cash. You feel more pain whenever you give away Uncle Benjamin away to somebody. You're like, fuck.
Or when you got to break that 100,
oh,
you're like, damn,
it's like,
Man, that blue looks so good in my wallet.
Mm-hmm. It's a pay everything with cash because you'll feel it. You'll feel the transaction on an emotional level to where it hurts. You're like, whereas when you're swiping, it takes away all the pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to be better when it comes to savings, when it comes to that, make sure you get in touch with your feelings, with your money.
Give me maybe one fun fact as far as like finances go, just to leave these people with.
Fun fact. All right. On average, a 17-year-old American is worth more than 65-year-old Americans.
What?
Yeah. Because
how is that?
Because when you're 17, chances are your net worth is 0. When you're 65, a lot of people are bogged down.
Right.
Say that again?
Your debt?
A lot of people are bogged down with the debt of mortgage, maybe with their master's degree, with their science degree, with their bachelor's degree. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands.
That makes sense.
You're in the minus.
Yeah. Hey guys, gals, thanks for hanging out with us today. We hope you gained some value from our podcast. Please click subscribe for future episodes on how to own your day.